do it when the engines are running. But you really don't ever want to make the mistake of leaving the dock with an engine fuel shut off, because it'll run for about 3 minutes. It's going to shut itself off, and it'll be a son of a bitch to get going again.
You got the manual on that scrubber, right?
Yeah, all that stuff is, all that paperwork up there, it's all in there.
Okay.
I mean, for your reading pleasure.
Right.
How long does it take to go, obviously how much fuel how long does it take to go through to clean the system like that?
Excuse me, I'm coming off the cold. It pumps 120 gallons an hour. So the ocean says there's 480 gallons of fuel in this thing, 240 aside. I have personally put over 500 gallons of fuel in it, and the engines were still running. So, but I'm going to tell you, ocean says 480. So since it pumped, that's 240. So since it pumps 120 gallons an hour, I usually turn it on for about 3 hours, and then come down and switch over to the other tank. You can run one or the other. You can't run both of them. If you should run into a situation, now the generator runs off the port tank. If you should run into the situation where, gee whiz, I'm getting a little low on the port tank, but the starboard's got plenty in it, if you open this and this, what you're doing, open that back up before I forget. What you're doing is you're going to pull out of the starboard tank, clean the starboard tank fuel, but you're going to return to the port tank.
Okay.
So, and there's a book up there on the fuel polishing system.
Okay.
So you don't want to make the mistake of walking away, because if you overflow the son of a bitch, you know what I mean.
Yep.
Generator reserve, the generator battery. Now the generator battery is not on any charging system, so it's all by itself. That's just the way we wanted it. You can hook it up to the battery charging system on the boat, should you care to, but that's just an individual choice. We chose not to.
Now that's just a starter battery then.
That's the starting battery for the generator.
But does a generator charge that when it runs?
Yes.
Okay.
The main engine batteries in the engine room, we'll get to them later.
Okay.
These two things here, engine flushing system, if you want to use it. Where is that damn stuff? There's a product called Salt Away, which we're out of it right now. There's a product called Salt Away. You put it in here. This goes to here. Open this valve. Of course, there's a water hose on here. You just turn the hose on. You don't have to run the engine. Just turn the hose on, and by the time this goes from a real dark blue to a light blue, you've got soap in the engine. And Salt Away is an excellent product. It literally will melt the salt, your salt buildup. So that's what we do. Again.
So you just let it turn. Once it turns light blue, then is there any flushing to it, or you just close the valve and let it go?
Close the valve, take it off, and put it on the other engine.
Okay.
How often did you flush?
Every time we come in.
Okay.
Now, that's just us.
Yep.
A lot of people say every second time. Other people say every third time. We've always done it every time. Should you? Don't know. Never skip. Now, when we go to the Bahamas and we're anchored out, we obviously don't, because there's no fresh water available. And we've never had a problem. But the one drawback, that's too strong a word, the one thing you have to be cautious with the Johnson and Towers conversion of the Detroit diesel, their reservoir is not all that big. So you really want to keep the saltwater side clean, which is why we do what we do.
Okay.
But if you run it in fresh water, like going across a lake or something like that, you don't have to worry about it. Those are the main seacocks down there. Everybody says, well, you should always close the seacocks when you return to the dock. Okay, we don't. But this handle is to help you, because the seacock can be a little stiff to operate. That's what this handle is for. Just put it on the handle. You've got dripless couplings. See down there?
Yep.
So there, you don't have water dripping around the shaft. They're dripless couplings, and this hose here is lubricating water for it. It's a carbon face coupling, so you're not leaking water into your bilge. So it's, other than rain, you should maintain a dry bilge.
All right, so Seacock off and on here.
That's on.
Okay, that's yeah. And of course you got one over there.
Yeah, that's for the generator. There's one on for the other engine on the other side.
Right. Okay. So and so you don't ever close it whenever you come in.
No, we
dock
don't.
it?
We
Okay.
don't. The Coast Guard and everybody else will tell you to, but
All right.
you know,
Those couplings, do you have to have any maintenance or anything on those, or where does it draw the water for those from?
from the engine water pump. We probably might as well get into the engine room, I guess, at this point.
You can.
We go over this as many times as you need to. I know this is a lot to take in. That rug falls back right where you're standing.
They lift up again, or?
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah. In there.
All right. Get me in first.
No, it don't make any difference. You gotta open up that hatch the rest of the way.
Oh, okay.
Now let me tell you about a mistake you don't want to let me get in there first. That'll save your life. With it down there killed me 3 years ago. If you're on your hands and knees, back
Oh,
in
when
here
you reach up
saying,
and grab
doing something with the generator, and when you go to come out,
Yeah.
you put your elbows here to lift yourself up,
Uh-huh.
and you unlatch this son of a bitch. That hatch is coming down at about 200 miles an hour. So you really want to be careful coming out, because you've got to get back in there. The generator dipstick is way over there. So you can get out in here and I'll get out. I think I can try this to you without my fat ass. Get back in there and get friendly with the generator.
All right.
The dip switch, dipstick should be
Yep. Here.
right there. Check the generator oil, and that's really about all you got to check on the generator.
Okay.
Now, directly in front of you, Tom, and slightly to the right of your head, is the oil exchange system.
Is that right here?
Yep.
Okay.
You can see it's on or off. You can choose generator, left engine, or right engine. You can
Right there,
pump
that white
oil-
switch in front of you. That one over there. Against the back.
Oh, okay. I see it.
You can pump oil out of the engines or pump oil into the engines. So if you're changing the oil, you pump it out, and then when it's time to put it back in, you take your 5-gallon bucket and pump it back in.
Okay. And where's your power switch to do that? That's right here above it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and on the 12-volt panel, there's a switch that says oil exchange. Right now, it's off
Okay.
because that pump is 12 volts.
So how do you reverse the flow on it?
With the P
Isn't there
and
a-
suck. So P would be pumping it in, S would be sucking it out.
Okay, pressure and vacuum. Okay, I got it.
How many hours do you do that?
We change the oil once a year or every 100 hours. It's about time. It's by the time you get it to the West Coast, I'd change it sometime this spring. There's a whole 7.5 gallons of oil per engine, and the generator holds a gallon. The generator takes 30 weight, mains take 40 weight.
You get that? $30, $40?
30 weight in the generator, 40 weight in the mains. And it's not multi-viscosity, it's straight 40 or straight 30.
Okay. All right.
Those are water pressure gauges, raw water pressure. These are fuel pressure gauges here.
Okay.
If an engine's not running right, a mechanic wants to know if the fuel pumps are putting out the right pressure.
Okay.
So these are fuel pressure. Those gauges up there are raw water.
Okay.
And they don't read much. There's not a lot of raw water pressure in here, but it is what it is. It's enough. That's the generator, fuel filter right there. And then those big ones behind it are the main engine, there's one on each side.
All right.
Yeah. That's the main engine right
This is the
there.
main engine
Yep,
on either
that's the
side?
main engine.
You said
That's
this
the
is a generator?
Generator.
Okay. And then,
Then in addition to that, the generator has another fuel filter on it.
In line? Oh, okay.
all right. Is there a primer for? Oh, here we go. Is this your primer for your fuel system?
No, that's where you put oil in. You don't need to prime the fuel system. If you don't run the engines out of fuel, you don't need priming.
But if you do, is there a primer for it?
No.
Okay, you just got to crank it.
Yep. Well, if you run the main filters out of fuel,
Yeah.
we've done it once. We crack the lid on the main filter here
Yeah.
to where the fuel pump can put fuel in it that much faster.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes if the tank is full, it'll almost gravity drain to fill up the filter housing.
Right.
And then you just got to start cranking on it.
Right.
I suppose if you care to, you could put a priming system on it, but
Okay.
we just made it a point after
Yeah.
one time we're
Just-
never going to
just-
run it out of fuel.
Right. Just
Yeah.
don't run it out of fuel.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Reservoir for.
Uh, this engine, there's another one up
Okay.
there for the other engine.
Okay.
That's the battery charger up forward, that gray thing. The thing right next to it is the in-house vacuum cleaner.
Okay. Is there anything to filters to change or anything on that one?
On the vacuum cleaner?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a bag inside that,
Okay, so just
that box.
got you. All right. What about the battery charger? It's
Battery charger, pretty
I-
much don't
just-
mess with it.
right. Okay, I see the on and off button on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The main batteries are under this ladder right here. There's two of them in there. They're 8Ds. They're big.
Right here.
Yeah, they're in
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
One for each engine.
All right. This is your power.
No, that switch there allows you, if, say, the left battery goes dead for some reason,
Yeah.
allows you, if you flip that switch in the other position, you can get the left engine started off the right engine battery.
Okay.
We leave it in the off position because we like to have the engines isolated from each other. If you put it in the on position, both alternators are trying to charge both batteries, and that just doesn't seem like a good idea to us, but that's just us. Other than thinking about it, don't know that it's bad, but it just never seemed like the right thing to do to us.
Okay.
So, you know, that becomes an individual type thing.
That small pump up there, is that just for one of the heads or for the
No,
pump?
that's
or
for this air conditioner.
Okay.
All the air conditioners are water cooled. So rather than blowing air across the condenser, they blow water through it. So that's the pump for this air conditioner. Now this air conditioner is 16,000. This one's 14 and one, it's on 14,000 BTU. This one's kind of noisy, but if it's hotter than son of a bitch outside, this one won't quite do it. So
what's this other pump, Bill?
That's for the air
That's
conditioning.
for the third air conditioner.
Okay. Is that the forward air
Oh, that's
conditioner?
for this air conditioner here.
I thought that was here.
No, the pump.
The pump down on the.
Oh, I'm sorry. The pump down there is the fresh water system.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was looking at the wrong pump. I beg your pardon.
That's right. And you've got another filter on the bulkhead up here. Is that a filter?
There's a filter for the fresh water system on the bulkhead.
Okay. Is that
And that filter over there is for the air conditioner in.
okay? Have you ever had to pull that out?
No, because we normally, if we see a patch of seaweed coming, we try and shut the air conditioners off.
Okay.
We've had to pull it out one time, and it's a real son of a bitch.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that pump down there, Tom, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
That's a fresh water pump.
Gotcha. There's another filter over here on the port.
That's a fresh water pump, fresh water system filter.
Okay.
And somewhere in one of the drawers is a wrench to get it off.
All right. And then I see your vent blowers or your bilge blowers here.
Yeah, right.
You got one on both sides.
Yep, they operate from switches on the bridge.
Okay. Now, do you normally keep those? You run those on whenever you're underway, or?
The Coast Guard will tell you ought to leave them on all the time. I'll tell you, because it's a diesel boat and diesel is really hard to blow up, we rarely have ever used them.
Even for cranking.
But we got to have them on there to pass the inspection.
Right.
And they do work. Now, if it's a gas boat, we probably run them all the time.
Gotcha.
Because gas will kill you quicker than you can blink. But believe it or not, if there's a pool of diesel fuel laying on the sidewalk, you throw a match in it, don't put the match in. So, but like I say, they're there because the Coast Guard says you got to have them. And the last people you want to have trouble with are them fucking guys. I'll tell you that right now.
All right. Anything else down here we should know about?
Well, look around.